Hello world, Joshin Master here, minus the fluff of the head. Going to go into a couple of really important aspects, especially with what I call the 26 universal laws of relationships. Apparently that seems to be a missing quota in today's society, as we're running rapid with males and females, not really knowing how and what a relationship is this day and age, as is currently known as the relationshipless generation. The Dosha Master is here to educate, school, and kick some ass at the same time. So let us begin. So the first law here states, you're not entitled to anything. No one owes you anything either. It must be earned or it has no true value. That includes trust too. That's really important. No one owes you a damn thing unless you have earned it. That includes trust. In a relationship, when you start learning and being with one another, you just don't automatically give the other person trust. It doesn't work that way. You have to know who the person is before you jump into it. I'm starting to see that relationships are starting to end quicker and quicker nowadays, and within about a week to 2 week period, boy, it turns into a relationship real quick. Number 2, communication consists of two people, one who listens and one who is talking. Those do switch, of course, but it's not one-sided. Respect each other, and what the other has to say both has merit. Because usually there's a difference between listening and active listening. Those are two completely different things. Listening is when you're just kind of going through the motions of what the person is saying and not really attentively listening to what it is. You're missing a lot of details about what your partner, what your significant other, or what your friend is telling you. And if you're not really paying attention with your full attention, you're going to be missing out on a lot of things and cues, especially women because they're batshit crazy. And expect us to know what the hell they're thinking, which we don't. We're men. We don't read minds. We're not fucking psychics. Okay, number 3. Honesty is the maker and breaker of all relationships. You can still love someone without trusting them. That will never work or succeed. That is also very true. I have been in relationships where a woman predominantly said that she loved me. However, the fact of the matter is that there was no trust because of her previous relationships of being abused or being in a really bad relationship was projected into the current one. That will be leading into one of the 26 laws later on down the road. So just keep that in mind. And a female can trust you, can actually love you without trusting you. Yes, that is possible. Didn't think it was, but man, have I learned my lessons over the years. All right, number 4. Don't run away from problems. They'll only become bigger if you don't resolve them. Do not leave an open relationship wound. That means is that if there's something going on that you're not aware of, make sure you talk to your partner about it. Shit happens. It's just how life goes. Things are not always going to be perfect. What you need to do is you need to actually sit down and discuss the problem and not running away from it or avoiding it. If it does lead to a breakup, so be it. But it is better to know and to resolve the problem than beat around the bush. And for those of you who do cheat, stop it. It's bullshit. It's not good. I understand that all things and dynamics in relationships are not perfect. However, if things are going in that direction, don't hide behind the person's back. Be upfront and honest with them. But usually lying, cheating bitches and men, douchebags and himbos probably don't do that shit anyways. Moving right along to number 5. Regardless of gender, a relationship doesn't revolve around one person's wants and demands, as well as desires. And that is also very true. It is not revolved around, usually 90% of the woman. It is not around her universe. You do not put the woman up on a pedestal. You do not put the guy on the pedestal either. Usually the person's almost worshipped like a god or goddess. I said that's absolutely fucking retarded. You are so obsessed and so lonely that you become grieved in your mind and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. If that happens, I suggest you go seek help. The other thing too is that relationship is give and take. It's just the reality of how things go. Doesn't mean that you just take from the other person and keep giving in to their demands. That's where boundaries come in. We'll come into that portion in the next portion of the laws as well. Number 6, there is a difference between spending regular time and quality time together. Know the difference between the two. There is a difference. Regular time is just getting up and going through the motions. Quality time is spending time with one another, away from the kids, wink wink, doing the vertical squirrel dance, as I like to call it. Hee but also the fact of the matter is that quality time trumps regular time any day. Make sure that you know the difference. Number 7, toxic people only make a toxic relationship or friendship. There are evil, sick, motherfucking bastards, bitches, whores, sluts, douchebags, assholes, pricks, fuck nuggets, whatever you want to call them. They are out there. Do not seek these people. They will drain your energy, your resources, and your time. Be careful of who you surround yourself with, because that is who you will become. A little prelude to the next portion of the laws. Here we go. Fights are going to happen. There's no such thing as the perfect relationship. Learn how to compromise. I learned this from my grandfather a really, really long time ago. Que questionara frustria diligium, which translates to, I will sacrifice for those I love. Doesn't mean make you a sim. That means is that a relationship is built upon sacrifice. This is true. Learn how to compromise and negotiate. Things are not going to go perfectly all the damn time. You're probably going to get into a fight with your friend or your lover, whoever it is. Keep that in mind. Learn how to be able to negotiate and to navigate through that problem. Communication skills, people. Don't be retarded. Number 9. Accept the person for who they are, not for what they can do for you. Yes, that's right. It's not about how much the person makes, how much they can do for you. It's about what you do with each other. The other thing, too, is that don't fall in love with a person's pure physical qualities. That is a poor substitute for character. Don't get me wrong, there's some hot chicks, and for you chicks, I'm sure there's some hot dudes out there, but that's not going to make a good relationship. If you're just going to go there and fuck, then just fuck and be done with your business. But I am going to say this. If you're looking for a long-lasting relationship with a decent dude, you need to make sure that he is a person of substance and moral and character. And for the men as well, make sure she's not some stupid bitch or feminazi, 300-pound lethargic land whale who doesn't know the difference between a notion and concept. So keep this in mind. Number 10. Gender roles do exist in all relationships. It's time-tested and proven in all circumstances of any relationships and even friendships. Yes, I have a crap ton load of male and female friends, and each person is different. Every relationship is different and has actually different rules. But there are some universal concepts with that. Women generally tend to be more sensitive than guys are. So you have to be a little bit more understanding in the regards of what they may be going through. But if all she's doing is constantly just bitching at you, I ain't have time for that. I'll sit down and listen to what a person has to say, but I am not a brohim, which is a guy who just sits there or, listens to him bitch, and complain. I'm going to tell you to shut your face after a period of time. It's not insensitive, it's just the truth. And for dudes, holy crap, I don't want to be hearing about your relationship issues every fucking time something goes wrong. Man up. I'll slap you in the face and tell you to pull yourself up by your straps and do the right bro thing. The other thing, too, with that in concept as well, is that when those roles do happen, be aware of them. There are going to be times where women are legitimately going through a really hard fucking time. It is not white knighting. It is not social justice warrior bullshit. I have seen friends die going through shit, and their significant other really does need a shoulder to cry on. Be a real man, or be a real woman. There's a difference. Act mature. Number 11, don't pick a fight just because you're having a bad day. Taking it out on someone who didn't contribute to it in the first place, or just because you're in a bad mood. Especially for you women. If you had a bad day with one of your female coworkers, don't sit there and bitch at your husband about it. Talk to him about it. There's a difference between nagging and bitching, and also conversing. They are three different things. And for the man part, the guy's acting like a total asshole or a douchebag just because he came home from a rough day, starts yelling. It's gonna happen. Been there, done that. Not cool. Taking it out on the other person is not a good way to negotiate situations or problems. And don't take it out on the other person. If you need to seek professional help, do so. Number 12. It takes longer than 3 months to build a relationship. Without a minimum of 2 years of dedication, it will fail. Statistically, it has been shown in scientific studies all over the world, and also just common sense, that if you've only been in a relationship for 3 months and think that it's going to happen and you're expecting to get married, guess again. You've got to really get to know the person. Lifelong relationships take lifelong commitment and dedication. Longest relationship I ever had was about 10 years. The shortest one I ever had was 2. So I kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about in that regard. Also, the thing, too, is that don't think that it's just going to be instantaneous. You're going to go through some shitty times. Don't bail. If the person's an abusive dick or she's a super bitch, that's when you leave. Number 13. Without sacrifice and commitment, it's not a relationship. It's a contract agreement like a business deal. Basically, you're just sitting there taking out the person's food or the dude's food or the lady's food or whatever it is, and you're just fucking each other. If that's what you want to do, that's not a relationship. That's a fuck buddy, or that's just basically a prostitution situation. So don't be prostitutes, concubines, or himbos, or any of that shit. Number 14. Couples always talk about their significant other to their friends. Gossip is bullshit, so don't say something in private that was not meant to be said in the first place. This happens all the time. Dudes and chicks do it all alike, but predominantly more female. Women will generally talk about their boyfriend or their husband to their other female friends or wives. Friends' wives as well. Don't do that shit. It's not cool. Personal business is not to be meant to shared with other people. Unless it's someone you know you can really trust and it's a trusted family member that's not going to go talking behind your back and posting shit on fucking Facebook, which what seems to be the norm this day and age. The other thing too is that if they are gossiping, be aware of it. This usually happens a lot of times when women get up and go to the bathroom. Yes, I'm putting my finger on you ladies because it does happen quite a bit with you. You will talk about your boyfriend or your husband to someone else. Not fucking cool. Once again, unless you are truly confident in this person's abilities to keep their mouth shut, I wouldn't suggest you say anything. Shut your fucking face. Here we go. Number 15. Live your lives. Still have friends. Don't become a control freak. No one has the right to possess another. Oh man, been there and done that. A chick or dude who tries to control every damn thing that you do is not a healthy person. If they have issues, get out of there as quickly as you possibly can. That's just the reality. There are some abusive psycho bitches and dudes out there that you need to avoid. Check for red flags before going after that point in the dating circuit. Be mindful of things. Oh, sometimes the hormones kick in too quickly and we fall head over heels and we fall the little guy between our toes. Not a good idea, men. And ladies, be mindful of this crap. Number 16. You will forever be the student of the person who you are involved with in a relationship. Never stop learning about each other. You're going to find things about each other that you've never known. What's also a very scary factor is that most married couples don't even know each other's favorite meals or colors. And it's fucking frightening. You're marrying someone for over 25 years and even know the person's favorite color. That's crazy. Get to know each other because it's going to be a lifetime. And you'll probably find some pretty cool stuff out and maybe not so fine stuff. And that's why it's called a relationship. Hello. Number 17, have separate banking accounts in case a breakup does happen so you're not in the hole and you're not fucked in the process. Usually, especially for women, they will become incredibly vindictive against the male and will try to take everything they can from him. Fuck you, you gun-toting, gold-holding bitches. Take a hike. Don't have time for that shit. And for you guys, watch out and be mindful. Also, make sure you keep in mind that you're not utilizing the woman either as just a prostitute. That's fucked up. 18. If kids are involved, act like parents, not Jerry Springer guests. They're your responsibility. Treat them right. I don't know how many times I've gotten into this situation. So I'm going to say this right here, right now. Dating single moms, not a good thing. Because I'm going to tell you why. A lot of the times, a lot of single moms are usually just kind of perusing the cock carousel. Yeah, they're going out there, you're going to sit there and watch the kids, and she's going to go out and fuck some other dude. There are very few women out there who actually, who are single mothers who, and like I said, there's exceptions to the rule to everything, but they are in the minority, and I'm talking within the 1 to 2 percentile range. So gentlemen, watch yourselves. Don't date single moms. They have issues. Keep that in mind. And yes, if you're a single mom, I'm not knocking on you. I'm just telling you from my own personal experience. Might be knocking on you a little bit. So sorry about that, but not sorry, as Deadpool would say. Here we go. Number 19. Learn from your past relationships. Don't project old garbage from past ones into your current one. A different person comes with new perceptions. I don't know how many times women are guilty of this all the fucking time. They will compare you with every single man that they have ever dated. It's a psychological and biological trigger that seems to happen quite often, especially in today's society, because there is such a misnomer between communication and how actual communication should work between a man and woman, especially with the current generation. They just don't seem to know how to fucking talk or even socialize. Sociability and skill set seems to be a very limited factor in a lot of things. So learn some rhetoric, learn literature, learn how to grow, learn how to communicate, talk about stuff. The other thing too is that in that regard, do not project past relationships onto other people. That guy that you're dating is probably not like anything like the other guys that you've dated. Fuck off if you do that. Number 20. If you're friends with your exes, I don't know why you would be, but especially this day and age, it seems to be a norm. Don't get pissed off of your partner if they are too. Double standards are bullshit. Starting to come to realize that this day and age, a lot of women like to maintain their exes in a corral just in case something goes wrong, and they can go fuck him. That just happens. So be aware of that, gentlemen. 21. Have some time alone. Having some personal space is perfectly normal and healthy. Without it, you go batshit crazy on one another. We all need to take a break. Jesus went up in the mountains to meditate from his disciples. Buddha went out underneath the tree to gain enlightenment. There's a lot of different individuals who have done this for generations and thousands of years to come. It is a natural, healthy thing to get away every now and then, so that way you can rejuvenate and recuperate and be revitalized, so that way you can give your partner the best of their time and attention that you should be able to attract to them. Moving right along. If you do live with one another, house chores are not to be placed on one person. If you suck at doing dishes, but you're good at doing laundry, it's not hard to figure out. Yes, this whole thing about chores being placed on one person, unless she's a stay-at-home mom and agrees to do so, and this has both been a joint decision on both parties, then that's a different story. It's not sexist. There's a lot of women out there who enjoy being stay-at-home moms or just enjoy staying at home. That's perfectly okay. But if that's not the case and both parents are working, do not place all the chores on one person. Your husband shouldn't be doing the damn chores, especially if he's a sissy or a pussy and doesn't stand his ground and doesn't say anything. I know I wouldn't put up with that shit. That's for damn sure. Number 23, stay within your means of living. There's a big difference between a need and a want. Know how to separate the two. Just because you want something doesn't necessarily mean that you need it at that time. There's a big difference between a want and a need. Divide the two. Number 24, don't take relationship advice from bad sources, whether it be friends, books. Look to people who do have successful relationships. They know what they're doing. Don't listen to your feminist friends about successful relationships. There's the reason why they have the crazy cat lady kit, and they are alone, and they're fat and angry and pissed off. Do not take relationship advice from these people, or people who have been married for more than 4 times. They will give you bad advice. It's just the reality. Number 25. Know who you're getting involved with in the first place. We kind of touched on that earlier before. Once you take them on, their problems are your problems. That includes kids. Anything like that. Always remember, that person, if you've never seen them in close quarters, you've never lived with them before, you don't know what you're taking on. I suggest you do before you write a check against that, gentlemen. And number 26. There's no such thing as Prince Charming or a perfect princess. Have real standards, not false expectations. Ladies, a gentleman with 6-pack abs and making 6 figures is not going to exist. As far as him being perfect, because I guarantee you he's probably going to be a superficial or shallow douchebag. There are very few people in this world who have all those qualities. In fact, they're probably already married and probably have a decent partner with them already, which is why they are what they are. So have realistic standards, and gentlemen, watch out for those women, man. They will, especially if you get married, they will take half your shit, so be mindful of that. Alimony, even if there aren't any kids, she'll still get it from you, so keep that in mind. Anyways, this is Joshin Masters Academy, getting ready to sign off. Hope you've learned something, and remember, question all things, don't be stupid, and use wisdom. Joshin Master out. Rock on.